The first technique that I teach my students is how to close a jump ring, since all the rings that you work with are going to need to be closed sooner or later. So it's really good to get a good technique for that right from the get-go. I'm going to show you what goes on with that, first with my hands, and then with a shower curtain ring, and then with an actual jump ring. So you'll notice that the rings come slightly offset because they used to be in a coil and then were cut. And so you need to close them in two directions. You need to close them this way so they line up, as well as close this gap here where the saw came through to cut the metal. You don't want to do what I just did, which is try and do that and then push it inward, because let me tell you, it'll just pop right back open. So what you want to do is pass the ends past each other and push inward as you do that, so that you, here now that it's open, you have enough leverage to overlap more than you would over here. So you overlap on one side, overlap on the other side, and now you bring them flush. So on a shower curtain ring, you would be holding it with pliers, of course, not your fingers. And you do want to hold pretty close to the kerf. That's where the cut is. If you hold all the way down here, you have no leverage. So I like to get a good grip here and not covering the hole either. So then what you'll do comes like that. Little overlap in one direction, overlap in another direction, and then finally bring it center. And what that looks like with an actual jump ring. So you overlap one direction, you overlap another direction, and then you might need to do some minor wiggle adjustments, so very small in and out movements just to make sure it's perfectly flush. And then I like to feel the tip of it with my fingertip just to make sure it feels smooth. I look at it head on as well as sideways to make sure that there's no little hairline seam showing. And that's how you close a jump ring. Check out our other video on opening jump rings.